Sign up now and pick your own perk. Sign up for your TVG wagering account and pick between 2 exclusive perks. Get either 3 months free of race replays, wagering services, and ultimate track video, or get a $100 cash bonus. Join the fun. Sign up at TVG.com or call 1-888-PLAY-TVG.
Good evening. This is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak. This is my latest 2012 Kentucky Derby Contenders video. This week we're going to look back at the 3 graded stakes races that were run last week, and we're going to preview the Hutchison Stakes. Now last week we had a race at Santa Anita Park, the Grade 2 Robert Lewis Stakes. Long Shot won that one. I'll have another. Got a decent buyer speed figure of 96, but the race didn't look strong visually. The pace setter was a sprinter. He gave up the lead. I'll have another. Inherited the lead, and he just kind of coasted home. A lot of the favorites didn't fire. Liaison ended up clipping heels, falling in the stretch. He really wasn't going anywhere anyway. Rousing Sermon didn't run his race. So it was really, overall, it just looked like a weak race, even though the speed figure came back solid. I think the Southern California contingent as a whole seemed not to be as good as the horses in Florida. We'll have to see how that shakes out in the future, but for now, I'm going to think that the Southern California horses just aren't as good, and I didn't like the looks of the Lewis Stakes. Over at Tampa Bay Downs, they ran their stakes race, the Sam Davis. Maiden won that one, battle hardened. The buyer speed figure was in the low 80s, so it was a slow race. It was won by a maiden. That race didn't look strong either. In New York, Alpha did look solid. He got a 90 buyer speed figure. There wasn't much behind him in that stakes race, the Withers from New York, but he looked good in back-to-back races now. He won the Count Fleet, and then he looked good again in the Withers. They're actually going to take him back to Florida. They're going to train him. They're going to skip the Gotham Stakes, it looks like at this point, and they're going to run in the Wood Memorial. Now trainer Kieran McLaughlin, who also has Alpha, he trains Alpha, and he also trains Consortium. That one disappointed last time out in the Holy Bull. May not have liked the wet track, and they're actually going to go to the Gotham Stakes with Consortium next. Now, a couple of horses have had minor setbacks on the road to the Kentucky Derby. Doulahan, who finished 4th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year, he's come down with a cough, and he hasn't worked since January 14th. Discreet Dancer for trainer Todd Pletcher. He was supposed to work on February 4th, but he came down with a fever, and he missed his scheduled workout that day. And some of the top contenders, where they're going next, Union Rags, he actually worked a 4-furlong bullet on February 6th. He's going to go to the Fountain of Youth Stakes on February 26th at Gulfstream Park. A Creative Cause, he's going to go in the Grade 2 San Vicente on February 19th. A Gemologist for trainer Todd Pletcher. He was undefeated last year. He won the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. He had his first workout of the season. He worked 3 furlongs on February 5th. He may go to the Tampa Bay Derby and Arkansas Derby. His stablemate, Super Saver, did that. He ran in those 2 races, and then he won the Kentucky Derby a few years back. And El Padrino for trainer Todd Pletcher. Looks like he's going to go to the Grade 2 Risen Star Stakes on February 25th. Now this weekend we have the Grade 2 Hutchison Stakes, 7 furlongs at Gulfstream Park on February 11th. Ever So Lucky, returning from a layoff for trainer Jonathan Shepard. He looked very good in his career debut last November at Churchill Downs. Then he came back in that same oval. He finished 2nd to the horse I mentioned a few minutes ago. He finished 2nd to Gemologist in that Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Hasn't run since then. This is his first race back. Shepard didn't like the looks of his last work and thinks he may be a little bit short in this race. We'll have to see. Thunder Moccasin for trainer Todd Pletcher. Looks like a solid contender. On December 24th, he looked very good in a 6.5 furlong race at Gulfstream Park. The 2nd and 3rd place finishers from that race both came back to score, so I think that Thunder Moccasin might be the one to beat in Saturday's Grade 2 Hutchison Stakes. And that'll wrap up this week's video race of the week. This is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak. Good luck at the races.